All right, so the second message, here we go. So he's letting me know, Holy Spirit also, it's related to the first message. Don't judge a book by its cover. I've been learning that this week through my work, through other situations, family, things, whatever. But one thing is that sometimes God will put you in situations for you to, he'll let you know you have the authority to speak about certain people, like call judgment or call someone out. That's different from what I said in the first message. For example, those people who, I don't know, he's just saying like, quote the Bible and stuff like that, like use religion and stuff like that to justify their toxic, abusive, colonial, patriarchy, capitalist, all this fucking bullshit that we're living in the 3D, right? Also that too, he's just saying like, how they justify that, for this 3D life, money and stuff like that is like important, right? Made it like we have to do all of that above health, above people's well-being, someone's life, right? And we saw that through COVID-19, how also that too, the oppression of children and women, it's like a normalized thing, stuff like that. Sounds like that, he's saying like, it's not like you're judging, it's like you're calling this shit out. You have to call it out, right? Especially when you know it's wrong, right? Now, what he's trying to say, ground yourself, pray, do what you gotta do. Another thing he's been showing me, like, which I've never built, because as someone like grew up in like Catholic thing and I'm going through the decolonization and healing and stuff like that, he's like, do you think Satan, the devil, doesn't sit in churches? I was like, wait, what? Isn't it like in vampires, like, if you don't let them in, they can go in kind of thing, kind of like imagination thing. It's crazy because the only way that they can get in is because even the people who are priests and stuff like that are doing stuff that benefits the devil, and that's why he can get it into churches. So even those people who say like, yeah, it's crazy, like that's why I was like, no, and then like he showed me and things, that reading that I did, maybe I'll add it into the comments of this, but that reading I did at the church, in that place where I like to go, he showed me, is like, what you saw is literally what they were doing. They were doing some type of ritual or something in a party, harnessing people, and that's how the devil could get in. Even though these people are religious, like super, but that's how they do it. And it's not just people, it's the energy, right? Which brings currency. So that's how they also manifest money for their own cult. So yeah, religious people and stuff like that, they're like everything is a cult, right? So yeah, this might shatter and make some people trigger, but yeah. Yeah, sorry to burst your bubble. He's been bursting my bubble too about that, because a lot of us grew up like, oh no, possible, you go to church and blah blah. Like, no, because that's the thing, is if it's okay if you can pray, you can know the Bible back and forth. Like, all these people are getting super mad because people who don't really read the Bible or haven't, and now they're getting into it, or that too is like, now when we are really reading, because we're not Bible study book smart like you are, and then you get mad because we're not, and we have that connection with the Holy Spirit and you don't. So I don't know what to tell you. You could have take jealousy and rage and hate, all that shit off your heart. It's not that hard, but for some of you it's very difficult. It's very hard to do that. It shouldn't be. And stop comparing, complaining, and judging other people. That's one of them too. Anyways, he's just showing me a lot of verses and I wrote it down because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this. But yeah, he's gonna put me to put out there how, Jesus was like a magician kind of thing. He was kind of, telling us, like, he was all against all this bullshit, all this status quo, all this like religious belief, all this fucking blah, 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 and blah, 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 that we're dealing with climate change, we're dealing with every single thing in this fucking bullshit. And give me a second. So yeah, That's why their system has something against indigenous people who are, you know, the knowledge, the sacred knowledge, the hidden truth. It is that, decolonization. Because when you decolonize, you decolonize everything. Everything you have ever learned, everything. And that's why they have something against indigenous community, you know. Also, LGBTQ people, they know this. They've been like black community outside of the status quo. They have to. That's how they're able to survive. If they, in that too, they are like, you know, they have to keep their stuff hidden and stuff like that because they have to live in a society like this who wants to persecute them, who doesn't like them, who doesn't want. And then that too, like when LGBTQ people rebel against all this bullshit and follow their truth, their joy, and they're joyful, and they're in their north node, right? Their higher selves. Everybody else is like they irritate other people's demons who are not living in their true selves. That's why they have something against them. Why do you think they're the most hated people in this whole fucking planet? And they shouldn't be. They shouldn't. But we do because it's easier to not be authentic, be fucking fake and shit, and follow whatever all the people are doing with their evil, toxic, and abusive ways, than actually stand up for the truth, be authentic, be your true self, don't give a fuck about other people, and don't give a shit about other people, and do what you gotta do, and stand up for those who are speaking the truth, those who go outside of the fucking box they've been putting us in for fucking many generations, you know, and do the right thing. Do you understand now? That's what I'm saying. Like, all of you are like, oh, I'm chosen. I'm this. I'm that. Oh, yeah? Okay. Are you ready to stand up for that? Because now it's beautiful. We might show you like a good days and stuff like that, but it's a war. It's fight every single day. Not just here, but in the spiritual. Yeah, you want to be chosen? All right. You know, that's why there's a few people who are chosen and there's a few people who are meant to be protectors of the chosen. Everyone has a purpose. There's some people who are awakened and some people who are not. They have too many karmic debt. They have too many things. They don't choose the other way. It's a choice. And then be grateful and thankful that those who are awakened, that you'll be chosen to be awakened, because that's how God does it. Be grateful. Even you start seeing like everything is not going your way. You start being more in your, like, that's what it is. God's isolate you and put you in different perspective because you have a bigger calling. You're getting more attack and spiritual warfare is getting intense and stuff because you have a bigger calling. He wants you to do things on your own so then you can do it with your divine partner. Most of you, that's what it is. You need to find that happiness, that soulmate twin flame within yourself. That's what a twin flame is. It's finding yourself, loving yourself. Because that person is you. It's just 2 in 1, right? 2 in 1. But in the higher realms, you are already one. You're already there. Your higher selves is already together. That's what you gotta trust and have faith. You're gonna be tested here. That's the whole point. Okay? So don't feel bad. Keep going, okay? And stop judging people. Like, seriously, stop doing that. It lowers you in the vibration, and those who are following that, that's why they pull you down with them, okay? Don't ever do it. Stay in the high vibration, joy, love, passion. Do what you love, you know? Go do something different, you know what I'm saying? Healing, even if it's hard, like, just choose yourself. That's really it, okay? I love you guys. See you in the next video.